When shall we three meet again? In thunder, lightning, or in the rain?
When the hurly-burly's done, when the battle's lost and won.
That will be ere the set of the sun.
Where the place?
Upon the heath.
There to meet with Macbeth.
Oh, not again.
What? That's not the line.
Yeah, I think it's I come, Grey Malkin. Whatever that means. Never made sense to me. Not my line, though.
No, I'm tired of meeting with Macbeth. It's always Macbeth. Macbeth, Macbeth, Macbeth. Why is it always Macbeth?
That's how he wrote it.
He who?
You know, the writer
Shakespeare.
dude. The writer dude.
The one who made this whole story up?
You remember him. Hair to about here, but receding hairline up to about there.
The one who made us up.
Does kind of have a cute goatee, though.
Just conjured us up, straight out of his imagination.
Has kind of that Kit Harington vibe about him.
Mostly to kiss up to the new king.
Except that Kit Harington is alive and Shakespeare is, kind of dead.
Apparently he had a thing for witches. The king, not Shakespeare.
Or Kit Harington either, as far as I know. I wish.
Exactly.
Exactly what? Kit Harington has a thing for witches?
Can you just go on and say the line so we can get on with things? I think somebody else is trying to get on backstage. You need to go so you can go.
No. I'm not going to take the line.
I'm pretty sure you have to say your line. This isn't improv.
Yeah. Speak the speech, I pray you, as I pronounced it to you, trippingly on the... No, wait. Sorry, that's Hamlet.
Although I suppose if it were improv, you could tighten up on that opening line. You could say, it was a dark and stormy night.
I wish we were in Hamlet. Don't you wish we were in Hamlet? It's got that part with the skull and everything.
Although I suppose then we'd be out of work.
Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio. A fellow of infinite jest, of most excellent fancy.
Are you quite done now?
No, it goes on for quite a while. It's a very famous scene.
Although it was a dark and stormy night, it's sort of cliche.
He hath borne me on his back 1,000 times, and now how abhorred in my imagination it is. My gorge rims at it. Here hung those lips that I have kissed, I know not how often.
Get your mind out of the gutter. You just like the kissing part.
I'll have you know, my mind is in the graveyard.
Mine is on a dark and stormy night. But that's just me.
Where are your guides now? Your gambols, your songs, your flashes, your merriment that were wont to set the table on a roar. Not one now, to mock your own grinning, quite chapfallen? Now get you to my lady's chamber and tell her, let her paint an inch thick to this flavor. She must come. Make her laugh at that. Yeah, okay, I'm done now.
Okay, so can we just start from the top because I have completely lost my place.
You bet we are going to start over.
Good thing this is just a rehearsal and not the real show.
We're going to start way over.
You know, if we were in Hamlet, we could really pump up that whole graveyard scene, don't you think? I mean, it's already got ghosts and a skull. I wonder, why didn't he write some witches into that scene? Does anybody know why he didn't write witches into that scene?
I don't know. Why don't you just ask him?
Well, I would, except he's, shuffled off the mortal coil. He passed through nature to eternity. Flights of angels sing thee to rest. He will never come again. Gone to the undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveler returns. See? All the good lines are in Hamlet.
Enough about Shakespeare.
There's also the best line of all. To be, not to be. Something about slings and arrows after that. He could just cut that part. But then, to die, to sleep, perchance to dream. Aye, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come, that's when he says the thing about shuffling off the mortal coil. I kind of picture it like a slinky.
Don't you see? Shakespeare's dead.
I think we've already established that.
Yet we're still here.
That's because we have achieved the literary immortality, which is why you need to say your lines the way they were written. From the top, please.
No. Why should we be beholden to some guy who lived, 400 years ago?
404, if you want to be precise. No one's counting though.
He may have created us, but he doesn't own us.
She's right. Public domain. Copyright expired a long time ago.
It's time for us to declare our independence.
You mean quit the show?
I think she just wants us to see other people. Is that what you mean?
No. I mean, we are free women.
Yeah. Theaters have to pay royalties for other shows. So how come they're making us work for free?
Not that.
Oh.
Although maybe that, but two, just not that.
I have no idea what you're getting at.
I think I do. She's saying we shouldn't be beholden to some dead white guy. I am woman, hear me roar! Although probably not the same kind of roar as a Yorick when he set the table on a roar. Two completely different kinds of roar.
Yep, that's it. Mm-hmm.
See, it's like the difference between roar and roar.
Mm-hmm.
I am woman, hear me roar means the first kind of roar because the second one would be silly.
Exactly.
Oh.
All right. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
To be or not to be, that's the question. I think I want to be Hamlet. Because there aren't really many good women's parts in Hamlet. Ever notice that?
All the time. All the time.
So if we aren't doing Macbeth anymore, what would we be doing?
And there is that line where Hamlet tells his mother, "Royalty, thy name is woman." That's not a very woke kind of line.
We can do anything we want.
I think I want to do Richard III. Now is the winter of our discontent made glorious summer by this son of York. We could change that to daughter of York, although the text spells it son as in sun in the sky because it's supposed to be a play on words. So that's kind of complicated.
Forget Shakespeare.
Well, it's kind of hard to forget something you didn't memorize in the first place. Yeah, talking about you, Porter.
I mean, we can really do anything we want.
We are, after all, witches, I suppose.
Precisely.
What do you mean we can do anything we want? You mean like Neil Simon?
I mean, anything. We could be on television.
That's true. We could do the weather. We're trained for that.
The weather. We could do the whole newscast. Tonight, Action News, we have a breaking news that the King of Scotland has been murdered. Yes, the King of Scotland has been. Forces of King Duncan have dedicated the King of. We'll have more on the story as it develops, but now the weather.
I guess you could say the hurly-burly's done and the battle's lost and won, eh? As for our forecast, we're looking at thunder, lightning, and rain. Back to you.
We are now getting word that the Thane of War has turned and been executed, and that Macbeth, the Thane of Glamis, has been promoted into his place. We'll continue to monitor this situation. And now for our lifestyle feature, how to cook up a quick and easy hell broth with ingredients you might find in your own kitchen.
So, I've got a fennec snake that I've chopped up into a nice fillet. I've set the cauldron on both boil and bake. You'll need one of those fancy modern cauldrons for that. Toss in some eye of newt and toe of frog, some wool of bat and tongue of dog. You don't have to worry about your dog barking after that. Hey, throw in some lizard's leg and an owlet's wing if you have one, or a chicken wing will do, I suppose. It helps to have a roll of paper towels handy. This can get a little messy. Stir it all up really good and then stir it a second time. Double, not much toil and not much trouble. Double, boil and bubble and voila, presto, you have a charm of powerful trouble.
Okay, I'm not sure what you got in your kitchen, but I'm running a little short on a few of those items.
Probably best I not mention the toad that's been under a cold stone for 31 days. Or in my case, I just pop him in the freezer until I need him.
This just in. Sources in Scotland now tell us that the King is dead. We repeat, sources in Scotland now tell us that King Duncan is dead, murdered while a guest at Macbeth's castle. We'll find more on this shocking development after sports.
Major controversy today in the Royals game. Let's go to the video and take a look at these two long balls down the right field line that drew very different calls. Fair is foul and foul is fair. Umpires blame the poor weather conditions. The balls just seemed to hover through the fog and filthy air.
Developments in this fast-moving situation up in Scotland. Macbeth has now declared himself Scotland. He blames the death of King Duncan on some disgruntled former employees. We're also told that Macbeth himself was on the line. Macbeth, what can you tell us about these allegations that you and your wife personally murdered the king so you could seize power for yourself?
It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.
Well, there you have it. A pretty strong denial from Macbeth, the new King of Scotland. We now go to Macbeth's right-hand man, Banquo. No, wait. I'm told Banquo is now not available. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
So, do you need help getting out those troublesome bloodstains from where you've murdered the rightful king in his own home? And you need to dispose of the evidence? Try our new stain remover. Get out, Spot. Now, both in linen scent and all the perfumes of Arabia. This will sweeten your little hand. Results may vary.
And finally, some more lifestyle news. What should we be doing out in the gardens this weekend?
This is a good season to be doing some planting and transplanting. But don't move your Burnham wood to dance the same. But if you chop off a sprig of Burnham wood, you can use it to make a nice ring or even a party hat. Something like this. What do you think?
I think we're out of time for tonight's news, but stay tuned for updates on the News Office Scotland. We'll be back tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow, today and the day after that, right up until the last syllable of record time. Our brief candle. Hey, girls, what do you think? Girls, anything? Hey, girls?
Unless the stars are perfectly aligned, don't quit your day job.
Does this mean we can do Hamlet or we can't do Hamlet? I'm confused. I think this means we're doing Hamlet. I don't know why they call us weird sisters. I mean, we're not related at all.